Grace Kids, welcome to Grace Kids TV. My name's Luann. I'm an assistant here at Grace Church, and it's great to be joining you today. In today's Bible story, we learn about Daniel serving God. In the past, God spoke to people in a variety of ways. Can anyone think of a way God spoke to people in the Old Testament? God spoke to Moses through a burning bush. And God spoke to Israel through the prophets. But today, we're going to learn about another way God spoke to people. A message on a wall. Every time God speaks, we should listen. God's words are the most important message we will ever hear. But before we get to today's story, let's head over to Grace Kids Trivia to see what you remember from last week's story about how Daniel was faithful to God. Good luck!
Question 1, true or false? King Nebuchadnezzar took over the city of Jerusalem and took some of the people back to Babylon to serve him. And the answer is true. This was true. God's people had sinned, so God let Nebuchadnezzar take over the city. King Nebuchadnezzar gathered a group of healthy, handsome, and smart young men from Jerusalem to take them back to Babylon to serve in his palace. They would be taught for 3 years, then they would be ready to serve in the king's palace. Question 2, true or false? 4 of the boys refused to eat and drink what the king offered them. Instead, they asked for vegetables and water. And the answer is true. The king offered them delicious food and drinks that he ate and drank himself. But believe it or not, this was true. These 4 boys were different in the group and wanted to obey the one true God. They remembered that God's rules said his people were not supposed to eat the kinds of food that Nebuchadnezzar gave them. Question 3, true or false? These boys lost a lot of weight and were not very healthy since they only ate vegetables and drank water. And the answer is false. This was not true. The boys ate vegetables and drank water for 10 days. But after those 10 days, Daniel and his friends actually looked healthier and stronger than the other young men. So they let them continue to eat vegetables and drink water instead of eating the king's food. Question 4, true or false? God was happy that Daniel wanted to obey him. And the answer is true. This one is definitely true. God was kind to Daniel and his friends. He made them wise and smart, and Daniel served the king for many years. And our final question of the day, question 5, true or false? Just like Daniel stayed faithful to God, Jesus was always faithful to God as well. And the answer is true. This is definitely true. Jesus came to earth to rescue sinners. And when we trust in Jesus, God forgives us and helps us follow him.
Hi friends, it's me, Megan, and me, Jessie. Megan, do you want to see what I made at school today?
Yes, I would love to see what you made.
Ta-da! It's secret message art.
Secret message art? How does that work?
Well, my teacher gave me a light crayon and told me to draw a picture on light paper. It was kind of hard because I couldn't see what I was drawing.
Oh, well that sounds like it would be difficult.
It was. But then I colored on my drawing with a purple marker and it appeared just like that. Just like a secret hidden message.
That's amazing, Jesse. In our Bible story today, there was a special message that appeared on a wall in the king's palace.
Did they use a purple marker to see it?
No, but they did ask Daniel to come and tell them what the message meant. Let's watch to learn more. The king of Babylon had a big party and invited lots of friends. The guests ate food and drank from special bowls or cups. But the special cups were from God's temple. They were not for drinking, they were for worshiping God. The king and his friends did what was wrong. All of a sudden, a hand appeared. The fingers started to write something on the wall, a message for the king. The king was scared. He read the message, but he did not know what it meant. Not even the king's wise men could understand it. The queen remembered that Daniel was wise. Daniel came to the palace and looked at the message. He knew what it was. It was a message from God. First, Daniel told the king, "Nebuchadnezzar was king before you. He was very powerful. He thought he was better than anyone else, so God punished him." The king of Babylon was a lot like Nebuchadnezzar. He did not love God either. He loved himself the most. Daniel read 4 words: Mene, Mene, Tekel, Parsin. Each word had a special meaning. The king was not going to be king anymore. God was not happy with the king. The kingdom of Babylon was going to be taken over by its enemies. That night, God's message came true. A man named Darius became the new king. The king of Babylon thought he was better than God. No one is better than God. God punished the king. Jesus obeyed God and gave his life to rescue us from sin. God raised up Jesus to give him honor as the true king forever and ever.
Kids, so I know today we didn't really learn about the Christmas story, but we're going to do a craft that helps tell the Christmas story so that if we don't see you in classes next week, that we will make sure that you have a book that tells you about the Christmas story. So all that you're going to need for a craft is this piece of paper, and it has pictures on the front and pictures on the back. And it might look a little bit confusing, but I'm going to show you exactly how to make this Christmas book. And all that you need is this piece of paper and some coloring utensils, and I'm going to show you exactly how to make it. Are you ready? Okay, so first you're just going to color each of the pages, and they're not in order right now, but I'm going to show you how to put them in order after we color. So actually what I'm going to do is just color each page a different color. If you want to take more time and actually color the pictures, that would be really cool. But I'm just going to color each page one color for right now. Okay, and then the last part, you're going to assemble the book. So first you're going to cut on these dotted lines just to get the extra white off of the edge of the paper. And I'll cut down the side and then across the top. Okay, so now you do not want to cut down the middle. This way, you're gonna cut across where the dotted line is. There's little scissors that show you where to cut. You're gonna cut this way, but leave this part together. You're gonna fold there, only cut across. Okay, so that's all the cutting you're going to do. Now you have these two papers, you're going to fold them in half on the solid lines. It actually says fold there on the solid line, and that's exactly where you're going to fold. And you're going to take the first page and the second page, open it up, and just slide it in the middle. Then that is your whole book. If you want to staple it in the corner, you could to keep them together. But you don't have to because they kind of just stay together when they're folded. And then your Christmas book is complete. So when you're done, your book is going to look like this. And I'm going to read you the Christmas story just so that you know how the pages go in order. It says the best thing about Christmas from Luke chapter 2, verses 1 through 20. Many years ago, God promised to send a Savior. One day, God sent an angel to Mary. "You will have a baby," said the angel. "He will be the Son of God." Mary and Joseph traveled to Bethlehem. It was time for the baby to be born. There was no room at the inn. The baby was born in a stable. Mary and Joseph named the baby Jesus. Shepherds came to the stable. They worshiped baby Jesus. The shepherds told everyone, God sent us a Savior. I love how this super simple book tells us the story about Christmas. It's an amazing way to share the story with other people, and you can even give the book to somebody as a gift. I hope that you guys have a wonderful Christmas. Thanks so much for watching Grace Kids TV. Merry Christmas!